There are two types of people in this world: movers, shakers, and stand-stillers. People that make shift happen while others ask, what in the world just happened? Which one are you? Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Start Thinking Forward podcast, where we make shift happens. This is a show where we make a difference in our listeners' lives every single day. Want to learn more? Visit us online at www.brandonldraper.com to have an opportunity to connect with a winning team or to attend one of our power-packed events. The Start Thinking Forward podcast was designed for business owners and entrepreneurs looking for a slight edge or unique cutting-edge ideas to take their business to the High Performance League. Your host, Brandon L. Draper, better known as the Motivational King, is a best-selling author, serial entrepreneur, international speaker, business innovator, producer, social media personality, and top leadership development trainer, featured in many news publications around the country. This podcast will deliver high-performance talks to inspire the entrepreneurial spirit within you.
What's going on, guys? It's the one and only Brandon L. Draper, better known as the Motivational King, coming to you live from the Start Thinking Forward studios. That's where it all began, because if you're not thinking forward, then you're thinking backwards, and that is the wrong way to think. So this week we have a very positive, uplifting show. I'm excited. And we got a special guest here. Are you excited?
Yes.
He says he's excited.
Excitement is my second middle name.
So, real quick, go ahead and introduce yourself tonight.
Hey everybody, my name's Damien Young. To those who know me, D-Rock, as I've just acquired a new name.
Woo!
DJ, Day-Day, we ain't gonna go there, but that goes back to sometimes we don't want to go back there. I thank you for bringing me onto the show. I look forward to producing and helping out with what you already got going on. So,
all right.
Begin, as they say.
Man, hey, I'm glad to have you in the building today, man. It's when two great minds get together, man. It's awesome, man. So I've gotten a unique opportunity to spend time with my big brother here. Always schooling me on some new things. He about knocked me out today, but we're not going to talk about that.
I was sharing love with him, that's all.
Hey guys, we got a powerful show. We're going to talk about this life advice, like, you know, how people are having a hard time, but they want to change. They want to figure out how they're going to get out of that rut. So we're going to talk a little bit about that after we come back from our commercial break. Real quick, if you want to connect and follow our podcast, please go to www.drapertalkradio.com. And if you're looking or know someone that's wanting to write a book, let me help you out. Our Pinnacle Point Publishing brand asked me how you can learn how to write a book within 90 days or less. Learn the step-by-step process on how to publish your way to success. You can reach us there at www.selfpublishcentral.com. And I got to throw a shout out to my closing line, zenithcores.com. That's Zenith Cores. So for everyone out there that wants quality closing that you will not find anywhere, and I mean anywhere, you need to go to www.zenithcores.com. That's zenithcores.com, and check out our new lineup. Some people might like that Mars collection. Go ahead, ladies, and look at that Mars collection. That's a cheap plug, but hey, guess what? We got to get that thing rolling. So we need your support. Please share that. Who would ever think that the Motivational King would be into clothing? But we got it going on.
Why,
like popcorn.
Why would he not?
I don't know. I mean, it's something that I want to look at myself. I said, man, that's something that I never said when I was coming up. I want to be a clothes designer. I want to design clothes. That's something that never came to mind. Never.
That's how life happens, ain't it?
It seems that way, right? So, hey, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about the quote of the day. So, continue to stay tuned in, share this podcast, let some people know about it. Also, breaking news before we go to commercial break. We are now on, what is it?
Oh God, you just
I just draw a blank.
Yes.
I was playing, but then I really realized
you were
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
There you go. We're on iHeartRadio. So boom, 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 boom. So check us out on iHeartRadio to Start Thinking Forward podcast. Real talk for real people. Hey guys, when we come back, we're gonna dive right in.
Take me in your arms, do just what you want. You're the one I trust. I belong to you, and I'll always be around when I need some loving, baby. And I'll never let you down, let you down. I'm your song, and you're playing all my melodies. There's no one else, 'cause baby we got chemistry. Me feelings that I never knew. This heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known it all along. Maybe this is where our story starts. Maybe it was written in the stars. Written in the stars, you, me, forever, yeah. You, me, written in the stars, you, me, forever, yeah. You, me. Take me to your heart, take me to your soul. Never drawn apart, 'cause I belong to you. Be my guiding star, 'cause I need your loving, baby. And never let me down, let me down. I'm your song, and you're playing all my melodies. There's no one else, 'cause baby we got chemistry. You gave me feelings that I never knew. This heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known it all along. Maybe this is where our story starts. Maybe it was written in the stars. Written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You, me, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You, me, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You,
Woo! Hey guys, we are back. Alright, so we got a very interesting topic today. I hope that, what's up? Oh, yeah. He just reminded me. He's over here whispering like we didn't do the quote of the day yet. I was getting to it. You know, my Alzheimer's hasn't quite kicked in yet. You know.
A little shaky.
No, a little shaky. Okay. Anyway, guys. So, welcome back. So, if you're just now tuning in today, we're going to talk about advice, helping people that's having a hard time and wanting to change. We're going to talk a little bit about eyesight and mindsight. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the quote of the day. And the quote of the day, hopefully it's pulled up and all that good stuff. Because when we went to our commercial break, I kind of realized that I didn't have the quote of the day already up. So anyway, life has many ways of testing a person's will, either by having nothing happen at all or by having everything happen all at once. And that is by my surrogate supporter there, Pablo Coelho. Life has many ways of testing a person's will, either by having nothing happen at all or by having everything happen all at once. What does that mean to you, D-Rock?
That's oh God, if that didn't just happen. Obviously people aren't going to know what happened to me as of recently, and I may not go into detail, maybe I will. But I will say that I went through a storm recently, and it felt like if it just couldn't be one thing, it had to be 15 other things. Just stuff kept happening. Just as I thought I was getting on my feet, let me get up. You see my little hands? I'm in like the female push-up position. I'm sorry, let me get that alternate push-up position. I apologize. And somebody knocked my hands from underneath. Next you know, I said, all right, my chin touching the ground. At least I can use my chin to get my... It's something that life kicked my face. And here I am on my ear. I don't know how to flex my ears, but that's pretty much where I was. But if it wasn't just one thing, it was just multiple things. And that's kind of just, as we just talked about, that's just how life happens. Sometimes it just happens.
And you know what? I agree with you. But you know, life happens. And I know a lot of times people say, why me? And I always ask people, why not you? So just like, why not you when the bad things happen?
Not bad.
Why not you when the good things can happen?
Not just that, but we're not going to even say it's bad. The way I've looked at it, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to take up the show, but the way I've looked at it as of recently, people for y'all out there who are going through some troubled times, this is going to sound maybe cliche to some of those who have heard many quotes and things of that nature. And for those who have not, I hope your ears are wide open. When troubles come, actually, I've learned, be happy. And I don't mean just the tapping on your chest and don't worry, be happy. You're older than you, so we're gonna let that go. But literally understand that a problem came to you. It's almost like someone selected you, the cosmos selected you. Said, hey, I got a special task for you. And I think only you can handle this. You were physically selected, spiritually, or once again, selected to handle this problem because another person possibly couldn't.
Wow. I mean, you know, when a couple of years ago, when I was going through some trials and tribulations myself, and I think we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. We had a private conversation, but it was just basically what I was trying to say in a nutshell is that sometimes when you go through difficulties, you go through these trials and tribulations, it's not even about you, it's about who you're going to help in the future, who's going to need that help and guidance. But in order for you to be able to help that person, you had to go through that transition. So a lot of the pain that I went through some years ago, I found myself being in a position where I can help people grow. I can help them feel better about the situation. I can help them get through the situation because I went through the situation. So I'm not insensitive to it, that I understand that people go through different things for different reasons, and sometimes you stand to gain. I guess the only thing is most people, when they're going through those what we call growing pains, it's hard to accept that idea that I'm going to get greater as a result, because the pain is so intense in this moment that it's hard. I'm dealing with, I may have just lost my job. I may be, hate my job and want to find something new. I may have had, someone out there may just had death in their family, lost a close friend or a loved one. They may have got someone incarcerated or what have you. Whatever thing that they're going through, they don't see how it can make them better. They don't see the growth in it. And that's what we're going to talk about today is how do you see that growth on the other end of it, knowing that nothing lasts forever. Not even the pain that you're experiencing right now, it doesn't last forever. It has to pass. So you have to go in there having the idea is think about what would you do if you felt you would not fail. It's the same thing. If you knew your future was going to get better, you wouldn't grope right now in the present. You would continue to do everything you can to get to the other end because you know that that's going to be promising. I'm telling you it's promising. You just got to keep moving forward. You got to keep thinking forward. You got to keep moving and pushing and constantly trying to get yourself better despite the eyesight. You got to start using that mindset. That mindset is telling you it's going to get better on the other end. You just got to hang in. You got to keep on growing. You got to keep on forcing yourself out of that comfort zone.
And let me chime in this. For those who hear the word grow, understand growth comes. But what my brother's saying also is really just to keep it moving. I think motion is one of the other words I would also use with that. Because if you get that ball rolling, as they say, it's all downhill from there. Because once you get the ball rolling, that's one of the biggest parts. When you find yourself down, the easiest thing to do is stop. Now, don't get me wrong, it's good to stop and reflect and think for a moment. But real talk, stopping, that can be detrimental to forward movement, forward thinking, forward growth. Sitting too long, moss grows. What's the quote?
Don't use it, lose it. Type.
Basically, yeah. But it's the old Chinese. A rolling stone grows no moss. There you go. That's the. And that to me is, I've been in some funks. Oh God. I know I just cut my sentence in half, but I've been in some funks. I've been down in some areas where I didn't think, because I did not think I could get out of that. I did not see. And this goes back to what he's talking about, mindset over eyesight. I previously asked a friend of mine, some years back. Actually, I've asked many people this because I like to see what they're thinking. When I said, do you use your eyes or do you use your mind when you see? Or actually, what do you use when you see? And the person said, oh, you use your eyes. I said, no, you use your mind. Your mind is actually, your eyes are just the glass. It's everything behind it that is the important part. That's what's really driving the machine. It's not really the eyes. Now, true, yes, eyes can, be blurry and eyesight can go and it can be better or, depending on the person. But overall, the eyesight, and that's the part that can fail you. It's your mind that is most important, your mindset. If you're not seeing things with your mind clearly, your mindset, your eyesight doesn't even matter.
And to kind of caveat off of that, man, check this out. So I see a lot of people, they got different podcasts. I see a whole lot of videos out. And, when I first started, when we first started, this wasn't even a podcast. This was a conference call. And we had a number, you called, chimed in, and I would talk, and then I started growing. And that was literally almost 5 years ago that I did that. But this is the funny thing, and I want people to understand this. The amount of episodes that I have total don't represent 5 years. And I'm going to share something that's powerful about that, because one of the things, we say real talk for real people, is because we don't talk. So a lot of people look at what I've done over the years and they say, hey man, he's very successful. He's doing some really great things, right? But what they don't see, and that's what a lot of people paint that image, they only paint that one-sided image. Like, you get to see when a person's doing good. You didn't see all the stuff that happened to get them there. They don't see that, at one point in time during my transition, I was sleeping in the car. No. You know what I'm saying? They don't see that part. And I mean, and don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that to try to be relatable. That's my truth. That's not me saying, oh yeah, you know, I've been through this and I've been through that and I really didn't know. I hope you feel the pain in my voice when I tell you I literally slept in the Kroger parking lot. I'm comfortable to share that now because I'm comfortable to share that now. There's some people that may be listening to this right now that all hell has broken up in their life and they're trying to figure out, how do I get it together? I'm telling you that only thing you have to do is hang in there and keep moving forward. Long as life doesn't tell you you have to be a millionaire, you have to do all these things. Life just says you have to make progress. What progress are you making every day? When you wake up, what are you asking? What is that one thing that you, if you were to know right now, it would change your life, both in your professional life and both in your personal life? What is that one thing? You should be asking yourself that every morning when you wake up and every night, because if you knew what that was, it could revolutionize your life. I'm telling you not what I've read in a book. I'm not telling you something someone told me. I'm telling you something that I live. As an entrepreneur, it is difficult. It is difficult. There's bills coming in. There's projects need to be done. And there's deadlines to be met. And just because you're going through issues and problems doesn't stop the ball from rolling, doesn't stop time. No matter how much money, success you don't have, how much education you have or don't have, time stops for no man or woman, period. So what are you going to do in the next 24 hours to change your life? You can't get hung up on the past, right? You can't get hung up on what you cannot change. The only thing you can focus on is the now. What's happening right now? How can you change your mindset, your life moving forward? We're in the future already. We're in the future present. We're in the present future. We're in the future present. What do I mean by that? Meaning that each second, what I just said was literally a second ago, 3 seconds ago, 5 seconds ago. What we talked about were minutes ago. Now we're in the present, but 16 minutes ago it was the future. You can't change the future if you're not operating in the present.
Well, I guess that kind of says that. I got to figure out where I can get in on that one because that kind of says so much. I spent a portion of my life in cars. Shoot, I've slept in them. I've lived in them. I've worked in them. I've worked on them. We're not going to go into other details, but I've lived a whole lot of life in cars. And the one thing I've noticed is kind of what he just said. Now, I'm glad we have a lot of these TV shows out. I won't name them per se for the shot that, you know, some of them are gone and we ain't getting paid for it. But if you've always watched some of these shows, you look at these cars and it's rusted and it's messed up and everything else. And we get to watch the progression. And that's kind of what he's talking about is the idea that we love to see that 68 Mustang painted with the stripe and so-and-so tucked the bumper in a little bit more and the lines look seamless and they've done all this work to it. We love to see it like that. We love to see show cars. But what we don't see on show cars, what we don't see when we go to auto shows and things of that nature, is the work. We don't know that this guy bought this car 10 years ago. He's been piecing it together. Buying a part, oh, it didn't fit. Buying this part, oh, I gotta get it chrome. That's another $100 or another $200. The amount of money, the amount of time, the deadlines, and not to mention, this person has a life. Now, yeah, sometimes you have big organizations doing stuff, but we're not getting on that. We're talking about the backyard guy, the guy who's building that 68 Chevelle, that 69 Chevelle with him and his son, or with him and his wife, or him by himself, and a few friends with a few beers kind of thing. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the person who perseveres because they see the project done, the mind sight, they see the project done as they're working on it. Now, once again, like he said, and whereas I'm talking about as well, he opens his garage and he sees this shell of a vehicle. One seat in it, no seat in it. Seat's been taken out because the rats ate through the cushioning. He's dealing with all these problems. Now, once again, we're just talking about a car, but we're really talking about life. That's just an example. And like he said, if people look at him now while he's starting to roll, and they're like, oh man, look at the nice wheels. Oh, he got a good life. He's good. But you don't know what he went through to to get where he was at.
So it almost sounds like some people want. All right, I got one. Yeah, I just thought about this. So you think about it from the standpoint of a premature baby, right? If a woman has a premature baby, that baby usually has to go in intensive care, has to have extra monitoring and all these things just to make sure that the baby is able to survive, right? And it's the same thing in life where we want successes. We want things to work out for us, but we haven't had enough time. And that's where the patience comes into it, because, we want this vision, we want this, but what are we willing to work for? Are we willing to go through the labor process of it? Are we willing to let that thing develop? You can't just work on something a couple of days or a couple of weeks, 6 months when it needed 9 months, and then 6 months you're trying to birth it out, and then you're wondering why it's not working out. Well,
or why it's not healthy.
Why it's not healthy. Why is it not working? Why is it not healthy? Why is this not benefiting me? Why is it not taking me to the next level? Well, partially because you weren't able to get in that quiet place. Figure out what exactly you want. Stop letting other people live through you. Right? One of the biggest things, and it's controversial. Some people disagree with me, and it's okay. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. I just want you to think about it. But in my first book, one of the things I said, you know what? When people like to say, well, I got kids, or I'm working 3-4 jobs, I'm tired, so I'm too busy. When I hear that, this is the language I'm hearing. Brandon, I am too busy losing that I cannot find the time to get information to allow me to win, right? Because I have so much responsibility. I got the kids, I got the this, I got the that. Those are all excuses, right? Like, now as a mother or father, you're supposed to take care of your children. That's just the nature part of it. I can go in the backyard and show you a group of squirrels. They take care of the little baby squirrels, right? Because it naturally comes to them. But how are you truly taking care of your family if when they see you, all they see is you struggle? How are you able to tell them to continue to follow their dreams when they've seen you giving up on yours? Now that's a question for you. Like my mom used to say back in the day, that's a question for your you-know-what. Think about that for a second. It's not meant for you to answer it right now. Maybe it's something you got to think about. Just let it marinate a little bit.
Stir that up a little bit.
All right, guys, real quick, what we're going to do, we're going to get ready to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to dive deeper in what we're talking about, coming with that advice for people during a hard time. We're going to talk about a couple of things that's going to revolutionize your life. We're going to talk about starting at the basics. Sometimes just learning how to start at the bottom and work yourself up. Forget everything else that you learn the fundamentals, and get really be one of the best at the fundamentals. Learn how to do that. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to dive deep into that.
There's a sparkle in your eyes. I feel the warmth of your skin. Just the touch of your hand makes me tremble within. Love the smell of your hair. Lying here in my bed. Never gonna be alone. 'Cause with you, I'm finally coming home. I wanna be with you always. 'Cause that is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with you always. You are my world in every place. side is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with you always. Always, yeah. You are my world in every place. Oh, it's the things that you do. It's the things you do, baby. It's the smile on your face. Smile on your face. And as time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. A better place, a better place. It's the things that you do. The things that you do. It's the smile on your face. The smile on your face. And as time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. A better place, a better place.
Woo! Alright guys, we are back in action. We talked a lot when we left at the commercial break, and we don't want to leave you hanging. We don't want to leave you on that cliffhanger. So we are back. So if you're just joining in, tonight we're talking about those worldly things, those things that mama said, right? How to help people through hard times when they want to change. How do you get past that barrier? Not just the fluff, not just the stuff that makes you feel good, not just stand in your chair, some network marketing meeting, turn around 3 times, snap your finger, and do 3 push-ups, and all of a sudden your life is changed. It doesn't work that way. And anyone that tells you that, they're trying to get in your wallet, your billfold, your pocketbook, right? I know some of y'all out there got that Marc Jacobs. It's all good. You know, y'all could dig real deep in your bag. All right, so on that, we're gonna talk real quick about some business ventures. I just didn't. I appreciate you being on the show, but also my brother went and hooked me up here with some Organic Gold, dark, bold, gourmet coffee. He says it's like the limitless. Like, now we ain't saying it's like the limitless pill. I don't even know what the limitless pill is based on the show that came on TV. So, but he was describing some things and he had me rolling. So I said, hey bro, can you give me some of this? So I want to try this and I'm going to tell you about it. But the way he, talk about it, I know that it has to be good. So can you talk a little bit about your venture here with this company and some of the things you offer?
Well, it's not just the company, what I'm offering per se, as much as it is what it does for you. The magic of it is a herb basically mainly found in Asia, called, in America, I guess the scientific term is Ganoderma lucida, but also known as reishi, nonghi, depending on where you're coming from. And that herb's major purpose is just to basically correct the body, put everything back to homeostasis. For those who don't know what that means, put everything back to where it was before when you were young. So sicknesses, it helps to clean the blood out. Once you start cleaning blood out, what else are you cleaning out? You're cleaning out your organs. So things like liver, things like pancreas, helping to clean your system. And once the body's clean, the brain's clean. So you want to help that mind side out? That'll do it.
That's interesting that you said that, because it's like you're talking about a product, but then you're also talking about the process. Oh, the product in the process. So it's not just, so basically a lot of people, they take the products, but they never follow the process, and then wonder why they don't get the results.
Okay. Oh no, I've got and I won't mention people's name, but I just recently had someone order some not too long ago, and I asked that person, hey, how's it going with it? What did they say? Oh, I haven't been taking it like I should have. Okay, well, I'm only here to help. I'm only a conduit. So, I mean, my thing is, if you don't take it properly, 1, I mean, you can't give me a proper report back. 2, and exactly get the effects of it. And that's really the biggest part. I don't care. I know it works because what it does for the body, not just mine, but for the human body. But if a person does not want to follow, as my brother just said, the process, don't be surprised when stuff just doesn't work. So that's what we're talking about today, is process. Now we're on this side of the show. Let's talk about the process of things, and because without process, without that, once again, that movement, you're sitting there holding on to a product.
Yeah, and for those people out there that want to learn more about that, my brother's getting ready to create. You told me about it. Some great stuff that's centered around those that want to learn more about eating healthier, the process, the meditation, and all those things. That is full circle, because we can talk about a lot of what we're talking about is kind of like borderline on that mental health, like a lot of mental health stuff. And we're not saying, hey, follow what we're saying. We're mental health advisors or facilitators or anything of those nature. But a lot of the things that we were talking about earlier, or mindset, really is mental agility. How are you able to negotiate certain things that come your way? And oftentimes, like he said, if you're not putting the right things in your body, you're not going through the right processes, right? When that situation comes, you're not in the right mind frame to be able to handle it the most appropriate or most advantageous way for yourself. And that's how a lot of people lose, because they're not thinking right, because they're not thinking right.
This goes back to the car thing again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure everybody can agree, if you had yourself a Lamborghini, because that's what your body is, it's not a Toyota, excuse me, I'd be wrong about that, I'm sorry, Toyota's actually great. It's not some old beat up jalopy, as you might think, especially when you're down, you think your body's just the worst thing. I don't care if you're in good shape, you beat yourself down, that's what happens. But the real truth of the matter is, you're a Bugatti. Now, when you go to the gas station, would you pick up that 86 gas and put it in your Bugatti?
Yeah, I would. I would get that. I would get the 86 and put the octane booster.
That's right.
That's how we. And that's the poor entrepreneur's lifestyle right there.
That's literally, yeah. That's, you sputter down the street. I'll watch you. I'll be right behind you with some 96 or 93 gas in there with the high octane booster around as well. But no, but real talk, you can't exactly expect yourself to perform well on a bad diet. And that doesn't just mean body, that also means, because everyone physically neglects the mind and thinks the mind is this completely different organ that has nothing to do with anything else. But obviously, if you feed your body garbage, it has to filter into every other part of your body. And where's it gonna start? Or is it gonna, what's the biggest the organ that takes the most energy? People say your heart, people say your legs, your mind. Your mind controls everything. So if your mind is not being fed properly, not just the reading material, but not just what you watching, get off that MTV ridiculous. But we're talking also about what are you feeding the body. But that's another show for another day.
Yeah. I mean, but man, it's important, because I mean, it's just equally as important. Me myself, man, I know in total I maybe lost about 42 pounds. I've always been a pretty, big, bulky type of guy. I've been short, but I've always been bulky. First time in my life, found myself over 200 and something. Still not fat, but not necessarily comfortable the way I want. So I lost like 40 something pounds. Like, dang, I think even more than that, because right now I'm at 178. So whatever, 232 minus, what's that?
50 something.
Okay, 50 something pounds. And that wasn't overnight or anything like that. I just went over a series of months. I was looking at a video and I was like, wow, I had a little gobble neck thing going on, a little turkey neck gobble. And, and I thought about that, and I looked at the little skin. I'm like, that's morbid obese. Like, that's how you develop certain diseases and stuff, and having an extra stomach and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, it wasn't just about, it was a whole cleansing process of me getting myself.
Did you say process?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I thought I heard you say the word.
It definitely was a process. It was a process because, number one, I felt like in order for me to take my business to the next level, my mom used to have this saying, Mama said, right? I need to create a podcast, Mama
you
said.
Do, yeah, you really do. I actually a book too. I'm going to let you go now.
My mama used to say, I was really about to say Mama said. Mama used to say, how you do some things is how you do everything. So if you get into the art or the practice of mistreating your body, you're going to mistreat your business. When the email or deadline comes, you're going to miss it. Because how you do some things is how you do everything. So you should be excellent in everything that you do, no matter what, because your name and your reputation hangs in the balance. So that was something that Mama said, and to this day, I strongly believe that. So I'm like, how can I be the quote unquote CEO of the biggest publishing firm in Atlanta and be unhealthy? Right? I said, no, I can't do that. Right? And now somebody probably listening like, I didn't know Pinnacle Point Publishing was the biggest publishing firm, in Atlanta. Hey, in my mind, it is. Right? And check this out. There was some time, check this out, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta keep it honest. I hope what's his name? What's the name of it? What's the name of the radio we just got a part of?
Oh, well, iHeart.
iHeart. I hope iHeart don't gig me for this if they ever hear this. But I had iHeart on my podcast. What do you call it? Screensaver thing. Mm-hmm. So I said I was on iHeart before I was on iHeart, but guess what? I'm on iHeart now. Somebody out there, I ain't gonna say nobody's name, somebody said I was arrogant. Said I act arrogant. You know what? And I'm like, no, it's not arrogance, it's confidence, because you know what? I come from a place and I come from a people that we didn't have much. I didn't have much, so everything that I've done thus far, I had to work. So when I walk with my head up. I walk astute. My shoulders are forward, like I'm somebody.
You walk like you had a crown until you got one.
Yeah, literally.
I'm just saying that's
and we all should.
But that's what I was about to say. That's what the show is about. That's what he's saying. He's basically stating that right now you're down. Somewhere, it doesn't matter, because the whole saying is what you're in a storm, coming out of a storm, or soon to be going in one. Don't matter. So we're all literally, life is all about that. That's what life is about. Unfortunately, does it sound negative that you're always going to be in a storm? No, but really what it's saying is that you're always growing. You're always being tested, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just spoke to a friend not too long ago. He said, hey man, I want to get stronger. Okay, all right. So let's look at the big picture of this. So if you want to get physically stronger, you got to work out. You want to get mentally stronger, you have to read. You got to educate yourself. Now, no one says this. Don't even really hear this too much from your preacher. When you want to get spiritually stronger, what do you have to do? Oh, that means now you got to put weight on you. Now, what's weight when it comes down to spiritual issues? That's problems. So when every time you get a problem, just remember now you are actually putting weight on you. You're actually getting stronger. That's the point we're trying to get at today. Do not let yourself be fooled by thinking, man, I'm going through stuff's happening, it's the worst time of life, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying that I don't want to hear your problems. I feel for everybody. I empathize with people. I get that, because yeah, my story's a whole different ball game, and that's to me as well. And that's my own weight to carry, as they say. But with that being said, that weight, as we talked about, as I said earlier, that weight was designed or given to you for the purpose of you getting stronger. If somebody had taken the weight of another person and put it on you, which is why what happens sometimes, you try and take on other people's problems, you get overburdened, it's too heavy, and it's hard to deal with because you're already dealing with stuff. Now sometimes when you find yourself coming out of a storm and the weight's starting to come off, yeah, somebody come down there and cry on your shoulder, you're like, cool, you know what, I can handle this, because of that time. But at the same time, what we're getting at is the fact that you can't handle any other problem right now but yours. And make sure you focus on your problem and your problem only. And understand that your problem was given to you. That problem is designed for you to go through, so you could become stronger.
Wow. Man, I think somebody received that. Somebody got that. Somebody.
I threw the ball up there. I knew somebody caught it. I don't care. I'm just looking for a receiver. That's all. Quarterback.
Hey, check this out. So I gotta have a one-on-one because it's been a while since I've been up there. So first and foremost, I was just thinking, and I said to myself, first, I want to apologize to all my listeners out there, because I let the very same thing that I talk about get to me. I let life happen.
Oh, because you're human, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I want to apologize because you know why? Because I made a vow. I made a promise. But tonight I'm making a vow. Right? I made a promise before, like I said, I would never, I'm not going to fall off. I'm like, the only way you don't hear my voice, y'all getting the black and whites ready. Y'all putting me in the ground. Swing low.
I'm going to let y'all know I'm still playing stuff behind him. So I'm going to start recording, so y'all still going to hear him like Tupac. But that's another story.
So, my thing, I'm just trying to get y'all to understand is like, I just want to apologize and say, because I know that a lot of people, they listen, they want that inspiration. They want that real talk for real people to help you get through those difficult times when you don't understand. They don't want fluff. They want to say, hey, can you show me or tell me a practical way on how I can overcome an obstacle? And I can tell you, I can say that I'm a genius in that area. I'm a genius, I'm an expert, not because I've read so many books, not because I'm smart or I went to some prestigious school, I took this training or anything. No, because I messed up a lot. That's the experience, right? There's someone out there that, let me tell you something, there's not too many people, and I'm saying it on the record, there's not too many people out there that can mess with me with a website. I assure you, the number one company out there, I challenge any company to put me against their best web designer, right? Their best web designer. Toe to toe. Side by side, I'm still gonna be up there.
Ooh.
Not because I went to some school to learn it, no, because I was so broke in my business, I couldn't pay nobody to do it, so I had to learn how to do it myself. Think about that for a second. What is it that you're willing to go through? You say you want to be in business. You want a new career. You want to write that book. You want to start a podcast. You want to do a play. You want to write a song. Whatever it is that you want to do, what are you willing to do? What energy are you willing to feed it? Now, there's an old story about a man that he would have these two dogs, and he would have these dogs fight against each other every weekend. And when he made his bet, he always managed to bet on the dog that always won. So one day someone was actually smart enough and they asked him, how do you know which dog is going to win every week? He says, I always bet on the one that I fed. So my question to you, what are you feeding? Are you feeding your fears? And you wonder why they're always manifesting in your life? Because you feed those fears. You're feeding exactly. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. You're feeding yourself what you don't want, which ultimately manifests because instead of you saying what you don't want, talk about what it is you do want. So you know exactly how your life is going to turn out based upon what you're saying, what you're feeding yourself. You're feeding yourself doubt and fear, then the future is nothing but doubt and fear to come. Start feeding your mind the things that you want. What do you want to see yourself at in the next year, the next 2 years? What career do you want? Stop being so busy losing that you cannot find the time to get information that's going to line you up to get into the winner's circle. That you can finally stop being the black sheep of the family. Stop being the one that you always felt like they doubted you, that they always had something to say about you. But because you knew that there was greatness within you, you know you had to keep on pushing. I'm telling you, if you don't know, to keep on pushing.
Okay, I'm going to come in real quick because I want people to understand what he said, black sheep. I love that. Every person that I can think of that has broken out of the pack, that has done something different from the family, you're the black sheep. I want to make sure we understand that when he says black sheep, that's not a bad thing. Now sometimes it can be. You out there doing doing what some people do out in the street, and you already know it's not good for you. It's not good for environment, community, so forth and so on. Then yes, obviously that is a black sheep, and you need to correct some things. I would prefer that you correct some things. I ain't your daddy, so I ain't gonna be in there. But real talk is, just because you have chosen that, you know what, I'm gonna be a rapper. My whole family doctors and lawyers, but I want to be this. Or actually, I want to be a doctor. My whole family were hustlers, or my whole family were so forth. I want to go to Air Force. My whole family's Army. It could be anything. That's going to make you a black sheep. And, big deal. Go out. Get your bag on. Get your bob on, whatever you want to say. I mean, that's nothing wrong with being a black sheep.
You know, and that's something I want some people out. And it's not just about being different for the sake of being different. I'm real. Different and weird because I'm different and weird. I accepted it. I love it. I think that's what makes me unique. It's like you can't change the world trying to be someone else. You change the world being yourself. Showing the world who you truly are. Having a conversation. What we're doing here is nothing but having a conversation. And we want to include you in that conversation as well, right? We want to include you in that conversation because there are some things that's on people's hearts and minds that sometimes a conversation, maybe that's the one thing that you need. You know, it could be, you can have 4 combinations and you have all 3, but you're missing that one number. And through a conversation, you can get that one number that opens that lock up and opens up to all the possibilities in your life. Think, concentrate, and focus can open up all the possibilities. Yeah. So, if you want to open up the possibilities in your life, you must feed your mind the right things, both physically, spiritually, and mentally. Now, and that's what this is about.
Now, this is what I want to say because I'm looking at the time. This is how I am because I'm that type of person. That's how I operate. I don't like time. I actually, and for those who know, time does not exist, but that's another story. But I'm looking at this clock and I'm realizing, you know what? We need to make sure that you have a process. So if you don't mind grabbing a pen and paper, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds because you should have already had it. But if you're in the car, don't worry about it. I don't want you, doing anything crazy. Go over to the side of the road if you can. But I really want to break down, brother, this process because that's what we're here for. I want to make sure that we actually tell people if it's going to be a 1 to 10, a 1 to 5, I don't care if it's 1 to 3, but we need to start breaking down a physical process. You are at your bottom level. You could go lower. We all know that, as the old saying goes, somebody always tell you, life could be worse. Life could be worse. And we all hear that. And you know what? It's not a cliche. It's real. There's obviously someone that's probably got it much worse than you do. And what I've always told somebody, because it is real. Whatever they're going through. That's their weight. The weight that I have right now, it hurts me right now. So I understand that. So I'm going to sympathize. I'm going to empathize with you because I want you to understand this process I'm about to give you. This is the process that's for just about anybody who's getting up off their knees. I guess we can start kind of going back.
Well, before we do that, we're gonna go to a real quick commercial break, just to give people enough time to go ahead and make sure you get yourself in order real quick, because what he's about to drop on you is some very important jewels that is going to be transformational if you really take the time. Get away from all distractions. If you kind of get some bits and pieces of what we said earlier, I need you to get laser focused on what we're getting ready to drop. And when we come back off this commercial, because it's very imperative that you get this. It's very imperative. So want to make sure we give you enough time. Hey guys, if you're just tuning in, it's Brandon L. Draper, better known as the Motivational King, and
Damien Young.
All right, D-Rock. So hey guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to dive deep. So hey, get your pen and paper. Share this podcast. Let's get it. Let's go.
See me now, why don't you hear me out? Can't you see what we're about? I see you at my door, wanting in, come back for more, but I don't want this anymore. 'Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, So goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again to someone who's got the touch. Yeah, someone who's got the touch. Let me go, let me out. But time is precious to me, so you just have to do without. Here's something you can think about. You play me good, there's no doubt, but you're the one that's missing out. 'Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the touch. Guess I'm not into you that much. Ooh. So goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again to someone who's got the touch. Someone who's got the issues. 'Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the touch. Guess I'm not into you that much. All I want is to be with somebody, take my pain away. I hear music playing so loudly, sing me now and the night wide awake. I'm wide awake. We don't need to explain everything, no. All we need is to feel. We don't have to make any decision. It is part of the deal. You like it, get. You like it. So watch my body just take it all in, just take it all in, just take it all in. So pay attention, I'm coming your way, I'm coming your way. All I want is to be with somebody, take my pain away. I am music playing so loudly, see me now and then I wide awake. We don't need to explain everything, no. All we need is to feel. We don't have to make any decisions. It is part of the deal. You like it, get. You like it. So watch my body just take it all in, take it all in, just take it all in. So pay attention, I'm coming your way, I'm coming your way.
Hey guys, we're gonna dive right into it. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up, but we're gonna hit you with some stuff. During the commercial break, we were talking. One of the things I was talking about, I know someone that sent me a message and they said, "Hey, we haven't seen you, haven't heard. Like, what happened?" And I kind of talked about that earlier. And I said, "Hey, I apologize to you. I'm making a vow. I'm gonna make sure I'm up here to give you that weekly inspiration that you need." But this is what I want to say. So don't get it misconstrued or think for a moment that nothing's been going on. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is that sometimes when you go on social media and you go in different places, you see people, they're taking pictures, they seem like they're doing so much, they're kicking up a lot of dust. An example of that is like, anyone ever been in traffic before and someone, behind you in some big, powerful muscle car that just thinks you're going too slow, and all of a sudden, and they pass you by in 50 feet up the street, they come to a red light. So they made all that noise, burnt out some tire, put some smoke in the air to be exactly to the same spot you're at. You don't always gotta put everything on display on what you're doing, right? Because some people, the only thing they got to put on display is dust. Don't be a dust person. Be a productive person. Sometimes you gotta go back in the bat cave. Sometimes you gotta go to the trestle board and reinvent yourself and start over. It's okay. It's okay. And I just wanted to come back off that commercial break saying that because I felt in my heart, I felt like someone needed to hear that, right? It's okay to have to reinvent yourself. It's okay to go back to the drawing board and start cultivating a new plan.
That being said, woo! Still that one for me just a moment. But with that being said, this floats right into what we were talking about. I said we were going to give off a few things. It's kind of funny to let you know this show is live and indirect because I didn't plan this per se. I wanted to get into the fact of what he kind of just said. Cleansing, getting rid of some things. There's some apps. What is it? Let Go, something Mercury, I can't remember, something else. What's it? Offer Up, things of that nature. Cleansing. Now, obviously, we're talking about the idea of just, you got something sitting around your house, you got your exes things, and you know, some stuff, something that's holding on memories. Now, I'm not telling you to let go of your mother stuff, sentimental things that mean to you. But you just got everyone, literally, I don't know a person on this earth right now who doesn't have something sitting in their house that could be that probably would look better in somebody else's house. But it's definitely just clutter in your house. And it's not just clutter in your house because the way I've always felt about it, because I deal with a lot of Asian, I won't say beliefs, but the Asian mindset. That feng shui kind of a mentality. I'll let y'all look that up later. The idea that sometimes some things are just taking up space, and they're not just taking up physical space, they're taking up emotional space, they're taking up mental space. Every time you see it, you don't even know it, maybe subconsciously, you're actually it just regurgitates, it makes you feel certain things in your body, it makes you feel certain things in your way, or just puts you out of alignment. Those are some of the things you need to get rid of. And this goes into, and I have a kind of a number system, but it's not necessarily in any specific order, but as I stare at this, you're cleansing yourself, but you're also doing that to reinvent yourself, that reinventing of yourself. What's going to have to happen, a lot of it, as you're cleansing, you're also going to have to do a little bit of meditation. Now, some people say meditation, sitting with your arms, with your legs crossed and all that kind of stuff. No, I mean, the meditation I do in bed, just as I wake up, get the 2 feet on the ground or your floor, whatever the case may be. That's meditation. That time where you're just to yourself. A lot of people say the power hour, where for the people who know, waking up at 4 or 5, depending on your schedule, in the morning, and just giving yourself some time. No babies crying, no very little cars out. The birds might not even be chirping sometimes when I get up. But it's that quiet time to myself that I get to really sit down and just think. And even if it's not as much forward thinking, it could be present thinking, which is past thinking. We're not going to get in that. Once again, that goes to the time thing. But if I'm just give myself time to think clearly before I've let the day, because that's its purpose. The day is there to distract you, pull you down. That goes into another thing I'm going to get into in a second. But the day is designed to basically pull you down. Before all of that happens, give yourself time to just sit and think. Because most of the time we get up and we start running. Pop coffee, pop whatever, you get drinks, and you're trying to get your day moving, trying to get your energy going. But if your mind's right, it's another story. As I said, now this negativity, the day wants to bring you down. That's another part. Getting rid of, and it goes also with the cleansing as well. Getting rid of negative people. We've all heard it. Get those people out your circle, get the people. Yeah, it's easier said than done to start dropping people you've known for years. But what I've done, I listen. Stop. This kind of goes to the meditation part for somewhat, but just stop and listen. You start listening to some of these people that you might call your friends, but usually they're associates. You start realizing the stories. They're all negative. It's drama. What did Kendrick Lamar say? I mean, you know, whoop-de-whoop. I ain't even got to finish it. So, I mean, but the whole point is that just get them out. Because if you've got goals, which I pray you do, I hope you do, you got goals and dreams, you're always going to have trolls. You're always going to have people lingering around. You're always going to have someone telling you, man, he think he going why he think, or she, you know, whatever the case would be, because y'all women, y'all know y'all got a whole bunch of hate in between y'all. I don't know why. Y'all love each other so much. But, yeah, go ahead.
Meaning, Big Sean, he said in the song, he says, I keep my circle small like your bank account. Check this out. If your bank account not looking right, your circle should be very small. You should have a small circle. Because guess what? Obviously, the people you got around you not pouring into you. This thing, what's his name? Dr. John C. Maxwell said this. He said, he was talking about reference root. He says, you show me the top 5 people in your life. You show me their income, I can guess yours within a few thousand here or there. So if you hang around a bunch of people that's making $12,000, $15,000 a year, you probably might be making 18. You might be the king of them or the queen of them. That's why they listen to you, because you make $2,000, $3,000 more than them. You might make $1 or $2 more, right? Just like people, we went to a store yesterday, and it was interesting. Went in the store, this guy, he got this very intoxicating personality. And I said, man, he must be the manager. But I seen the other guy, he was the manager. I said, well, who's this guy here? Oh, he's the assistant manager. So the manager's getting $10 an hour, and he's getting $12.50, right? So he got a whole complex, like he got the game sold up. Don't get caught up into those things. Get into the point of finding you. Sometimes you gotta come home to come home. Get to know you.
That's deep.
Center thyself. Know thyself.
That's true. Yes.
Know thyself.
Know
right?
thyself.
Some of us we go, man, check this out, man. I know people, and I did it for a long time. You go out here and you try to figure people out. Well, why would they do that? Why would they say that? Why would they feel that way? Let me tell you something. You will go crazy trying to figure other people out. Master yourself. Once you master yourself, you master that inner thing that's inside of you. What you will find is that it's easy for you to master things outside of you, but you got to master from within before you can master outwardly.
I'm so glad he said that. That goes into one of my other numbers. I can't say number 3, 4, 5. I think I'm on number 3 here. You've cleansed yourself, you've gotten rid of some stuff, physical things, you've done some meditation. So now you're starting to, like he said, know thyself, get to know you. You're getting rid of some of those people, getting rid of some of those things. I guess we've already gotten rid of things, but you're getting rid of some of the negativity out of the mind. The next part about that is now you've got to get out and get around others. You've got to get around people like you. The one thing I have definitely found, in other words, you're going to start changing your circle. I'm going to quote one of my friends that he said, either you change your friends or you change your friends. I'll give you a 1/10 of a second to think about that. Okay, there you go. You are either really going to be the person in someone's life, you're going to change yourself, And people are just going to start, you know what? I like this guy. People you don't even know. Or you're going to start having friends say, man, who was this dude? Who was this guy? The guy I used to know, he used to be down right here in the corner with me. Now you want to try and be this guy. So, you can't change them. Yeah, it doesn't feel good per se. You got a buddy that you've had for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And once you started to reinvent yourself, all of a sudden, he's looking at you different. Side-eyed. Or she. I don't want to just say he. I'm speaking from he because I'm a guy. But you have to start going to places. I use meetup.com. I'm plugging them in today for the sake of just for what they are. Go there.
And self-publish Central. Self-publish. Just go self-publish Central on Meetup. You're gonna join our meetup. Join our meetup.
Join the meetup.
We have plenty of meetups, and we getting ready to grow the meetups. Come 2020, we're gonna be in 4 cities. Oh yeah, I said it. Hold me accountable. I better be talking about it.
Yes, and that's 4 cities for us. But if you're outside of our cities for right now, because we come in your city eventually at one point or another, at least I know he will. I'm gonna be doing my business as well, so I'm gonna always try and be with him when I can be. Find the meetups in your area. If you're a gamer, go to gamer stuff. If you're you like social things, you want to get out and drink a little bit, but not too much. You want to do what do they call it? Drinking, sip and stroke. Yeah, the painting thing. Do that. Don't hinder yourself. Don't limit yourself by thinking, okay, now that I'm in this funk, how do I get out? This is how. This is part of the process of getting out of the funk. Yes, it's going to be a little difficult for some people. You know what? It is what it is. You got to get out. You got to get out and meet. Now, we've cleansed. We've done all that. We're meeting new people. In this process as well, the investing in yourself. Now, when everybody hears investing, we start thinking financial. And yes, we are talking a little bit about financial. But the real truth of the matter is, you have to invest in yourself. The biggest part of basically almost all of these are investing in yourself. I probably should have gone with that first. Investing in yourself is the perfect mindset at all times.
I thought about that a little bit. I know when the commercial break we were talking about it a little bit, and I was like, dang, what can we give somebody for them to be able to do? And I thought about it. I said, man, the first thing I would tell someone to do, right? I ain't gonna give a plug, so I'm gonna say we got something coming soon that'll be able to talk about that. But seriously, on a serious note, the first thing you want to do is start investing in yourself. Get books. Right? I didn't say go to Barnes & Noble and get 20 books at a time. Oh my God, the books get torn up, dust on them. You don't look. At a minimum, you should be reading at a minimum. Listen to me. 1 book per month. Just start off. Guess what? If you do 1 book per month, that's 12 a year. 12 beats 0. A lot of people are not reading anything. The most reading they're getting is from the occasional magazine, a news article, or something you read on Instagram or Twitter, yep, or what have you. Yes. Life is bigger than that. So I challenge you, if you're listening to this, I challenge you to invest in yourself by getting a minimum of 1 book. Now you may be asking, well, Brandon, what book should I get?
Wait, I don't have time.
You might be coming up with all these excuses, right? But these are the small steps, the incremental steps. These are the very basic things you're going to have to do. And let me tell you something. Real talk. Don't kid yourself. If you're not willing to do the small things, you're never going to get to the big things. How you do some things is how you do everything. You want to invest in yourself, so I'm pretty confident. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, 9 times out of 10, you're not doing much work on your job. You're a couple of jobs away, or you may be a couple of write-ups away from losing that job. Because you're not, just like how you're treating your own self, you want to invest in yourself, you're definitely not going on the job and investing in them. You're not making it your own, right? So you think about that for a second. So you might be 1 write-up or 1 day late, 1 more day late, and you're out of a job. You're fed up. They may be fed up with you. What are you going to do to change? So if you having that conundrum, that puzzle right now, when you're trying to figure out career, job, or I want to go into business for myself, whatever. Okay, what is something you can do? One, you can pick up a book. I promise you, there's an old expression that says there's nothing new under the sun. It's true. Guess what? I promise you, there's someone that's just like you that have went through or is going through what you're going through. They have written about it. They got a YouTube video about it. They're talking about your situation, and they're going to tell you how they got through it to be where they're at today.
I'm glad you actually, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to also get an idea of what he's talking about. The reading of a book. Reading doesn't always mean physically picking up a book. And in some cases, doesn't even mean physically picking up a tablet. There's a thing called audiobooks. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you.
Scribble.
But as of my age, and I'm not disclosing it right now, I found that I may just be dyslexic. Why? Because it was never caught at a young age. Because growing up in the inner city, it happens. Stuff gets passed on. People just say, "Oh yeah, he can't read too well. I guess that's just that boy. He just can't get right," kind of a mentality. It is what it is. Did I learn how to read? Did I better myself? Yes. But I still found myself having challenges. So with that being said, now I do a lot more audiobooks than I've ever done. Now what that does, it frees up my time. So for people out there who are listening saying, "I don't have time." I don't have time. You want to know what? Sitting in your car listening to Duty Boo Wop or whatever, talking about whatever.
Oh, wait a month.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's some people out there that say a decent message, but while you all listening to that, and you sitting in the exact same traffic watching that guy with burning rubber, you could have your windows rolled up, sitting and listening to one of our podcasts. Obviously, this is just as good. Get on Scribble, order a book, and listen to it then. You going to sleep. I mean, everybody. I mean, I see cats on a bus with $300, $400 headphones. We ain't even getting on that. Yeah, but the whole point is that if you can't afford $1 pair, $2 pair of headphones at Walmart, at some store,
everybody got smartphones.
Dollar store got them. I'm just saying.
Everybody got the smartphones, right?
Yeah.
When that 11 hits, the iPhone 11 hits, lines gonna be wrapped around. So people got the money. But it's what you gonna invest your money in.
Because they're investing again.
You go to some people's house, they got so many doohickeys in. They got the this something. Yeah. You say its name.
Joanna. Turn the lights on.
Turn the lights off. Call grandma so and so.
Yeah.
Just to say you got a doohickey, you spent $100, $200, but you won't spend $14 on Scribble.
You won't spend $14 on
to get 2 books instead of 1. I'm saying do 1 book. We're saying we get you 2 books for $14. Now there's some other people that probably do the same thing, but they only give you 1. I ain't calling no names.
No, it's just amazing.
But we're talking about Scribble audio here, guys. We're talking about Scribble audio. We're talking about Scribble audio books.
So with like that said, this goes back to cheap. And this goes back. I mean, this one, like you said, 360. It just keeps going around in a circle. I could talk your head off. I really don't want to have to do that because obviously then I'm gonna lose you. But I really want you to just get it in your mind. And I'm glad it goes back to number 4. Then get the negativity out. And when I say negativity, it isn't just the people who are pushing the negativity kind of a thing. It's such a bad day. My life sucks, and you gotta listen to that stuff at work and people bringing you down. I'm also talking about just when you come home, turn that TV off. I know more people who invest 30 minutes at a time, hour at a time, 2 hours, 3 hours at a time, sit on that couch, kick the feet up. I know you got I know you just came off work and you're like, man, I don't want to do nothing. You vegetate. Why not give yourself some nutrients, some mental nutrients? If you're going to vegetate, water yourself. Rather than putting the mental poison in your body or in your mind. Yeah, everybody wants to laugh but that's the worst medication. Sometimes that can be the worst medication you can have. You sit back, laugh out through your day, and you've literally given yourself no nutrition. You've given this, and I guess I can make another 6 up about what you're feeding yourself. This is that, as we talked about before, you can't really ride a fence for too long. I mean, I know some tightrope, some people who can do the tightrope between buildings kind of thing. We've all seen it on TV, but the average person is going to fall on one side or the other. So my question would be, what side do you really want? If you're going to fall on one side, generally you can control that. What side you're going to fall? You're going to fall on the side that's like, you know what? This is going to hurt a little bit, but I'm going to grow on this side, or this side I'm going to stay the same me, or even go backward. I'm glad he brought that thing about work. Can't tell how many times I've been at a job and I wasn't one write-up away from getting fired. Shoot, I had a perfectly clean record. I was actually what would be considered I won't call perfect, your idle employee. Could have given me an award here and there. But the problem was, I was stagnant. Yeah, life was going good, bills were being paid, so forth and so on. But I was stagnant. I stopped investing in me. I made sure that I was on time. I made sure that I was always at that job. I made sure I was always doing stuff for the boss. The word means master. We're going to get on that another day. You were always there, but you're not there. You're not there. They're not you. You are not there. Your body's there. It's doing its job. But you truly wish you were doing something else. Rather it be a personal business, rather it be, I'd rather be going back to medical school, or rather be getting, a PhD, or whatever is. You're human. There's usually always I would rather be doing something else. So my question is this: even if you're not down on the ground, even if you're not down, that the kind of down we're truly trying to build other people from, if you're just stagnant, we still want to push you up because you should be going to your highest self. I'm going to pass this rock over to B.
Woo! Man, that was a mouthful, but I don't know if I can. Wow. All right, man. So check this out. Real quick, I want to say this. It was on my heart. I was taking notes on what you were saying, and then these ideas came to me. And one of the things I want to say to everyone that's listening right now, I know you may be going through some pain. And I know that pain may hurt right now, but you are going to be able to make it through. Now, check this out. There's two types of pain in this world, right? There's pain that hurts, and there's pain that transforms. Some people just tolerate the pain. There was a man walking down the street one day, and he heard this noise. Loud, obnoxious dog. So man came closer to the house, and he sees the dog sitting on the porch, and he sees a man in a rocking chair. He looks up and he says, "Hey, excuse me, sir. Why is your dog hollering like that?" Man was rocking back in the chair, picks up his glass of tea, takes a sip before he answers, puts the tea back down and says, "He's sitting on the nail." The man says, "Well, if the dog's sitting on the nail and he's in pain, why wouldn't he just get up?" Man picks up the glass again, takes another sip, puts it back down and looks at the guy and says, "Doesn't hurt him bad enough." Some people, they just tolerate the pain, right? They just tolerate it. Hurts, but they're not willing to make the change. And some people, when they feel that pain, they're tired of feeling the pain. They're tired of feeling the rejection. They're tired of always being let down. They're tired of people always talking about them. They're tired of being the black sheep. They're tired. They're fed up. And they turn that pain into transformation. They transform from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And they take flight. Straight flight. Think about it's the power of the mind. The power. So I gotta throw something out here, something that has really been on my mind. I've talked to you about it. I don't know if you got an opportunity to look at it, but I gotta talk about it because it just is on me, and I'm just trying to understand. I think it can actually help some other people out there to understand a little bit about business, life, and how you want. So Discovery Channel has this show. Now listen to me carefully, because every time I say it, people always get confused with another show, right? The name of the show is Undercover Billionaire. right? Not to be confused with undercover millionaire. I said undercover billionaire, right? On this show, a gentleman by the name of Glenn Stearns, right? If you don't know who Glenn Stearns is, I'm gonna give you a brief little breakdown on who Glenn Stearns is, but go and do your own due diligence and research. But Glenn Stearns is a self-made billionaire. And I know what you're saying when you hear that. Oh, he had advantages. He had rich parents and this, that, and the third. The complete opposite. Self-made billionaire. He had a mental disorder. I believe he had a mental disorder. He was dyslexic. His father was an alcoholic and abusive. Mother really wasn't the most loving and caring individual towards him and his siblings, right? He was in the high school yearbook. He was least likely to succeed, literally least likely to succeed. He was the bottom of his class. He got into sales. He got into the loan industry, started his own business, kept going, was persistent, believed in himself, created a multi-billion-dollar business. And he himself is a billionaire today. He says, Glenn Stearns says that the American dream is alive and well in this country. And he's willing to put his money where his mouth is. He says that he believes with $100, no one knowing who he is, he takes on another identity, no contacts, $100 cash, an old truck, regular clothes, and a no-name town, that he can create $1 million business in 90 days. I think that's a hell of a feat if he can do it. I'm watching the show. I just want to put that out, the power of the mind, that this man that has absolute no reason to prove nothing to nobody says that he's willing and able to say that he can take $100 and create $1 million business in 90 days. What are your thoughts on that?
No Instagram, no taking pictures.
None of that.
No burning rubbers, as he talked about. No showing out. What did Outkast say? Bill Gates don't dangle diamonds in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, everything he's talking about right now is everything this show is about. I'm so glad he brought that up. Today's word for all you Sesame Street kids is process. He's going to make $1 million business in 90 days, and he ain't gonna do it by just hustling per se. In his mind, he is hustling, don't get me wrong, but he's doing it with a process in mind. I haven't watched the show completely yet, but I've watched some of the little pieces. He does a little bit here, he takes this little bit of money and invests it in this thing over here, and he puts this over here, and he does this. He's doing processes, and it's not growing. It's growing much faster, obviously, than most people have because he's being diligent.
He has the blueprint, too.
He has the blueprint.
Can't take the knowledge away.
Once you
Education is possession of which no man can be wrong. He's not college educated, but he's educated on business and what he wants. His passion. He knows what he wants.
Right now, he's giving you a little. Maybe it's not detailed, but I'll put it this way. I'm gonna sit down and watch it because it's a process. It's a process even I need to see. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not even a millionaire yet. But the thing about it is it's a process. And I know I need to see more processes. Why? Because I need to grow more. I want to watch more. I'm hoping that you'll at least look at it. First few episodes. I think we're on episode 6 now?
I think it's 6. Yeah.
6? Yeah, so I mean, you want to binge on I don't even want to mention all these crazy shows out here. I see these shows binge watching, and all of a sudden, I want to watch some old Friends or some kind of old TV show and binge watch on that, and it does nothing for you. Once again, this is that cleansing and get rid of that negativity, that garbage.
What are you feeding?
What are you feeding? There you go. If you're gonna feed something, feed. Even if you don't become a billionaire from watching it, obviously, learn what he's doing. See the process in which he's doing things. Can you mimic it all? No. But I bet you can take some pieces. I bet you can take a doggy bag with you when you're done eating.
The most important thing, if you look at that show and you don't get nothing from it, which I just think it'd be crazy if you didn't, but
you wouldn't watch it.
I mean, building a team, you got to build a team. You can't do it by yourself. There's no Rambos in American business, no Rambos in business, period. You got to go in there with the team mindset. As good as LeBron James is, as good as Jordan was, right? They had to have a team. And you got to know how to work that team. You got to make sure that your team understands your vision so you can complete the mission so that the whole team can win. Because guess what? When you win a championship, everybody gets a ring. Right? Everybody get a ring. Everyone get to kiss the trophy. Right?
And I want a caveat on that. We're brought up, especially us.
Some of the minorities.
We're brought up always being told how special we are. We're kings and we're the big man of the block. You have to understand. Would you rather be you or Dwayne Wade? In other words, yeah, he's or for some of the people my age, would you rather be Scottie Pippen? Yeah, everybody wants to be Jordan. It all looks nice and all. But Scottie Pippen still got the same number of rings. Well, I won't say the same because he kind of moved. But he still got a bunch of rings on his fingers. So in other words, you don't have to always see yourself as being the man, the leader of the pack, or woman of the pack. Just understand that as long as you're part of this mission, everybody brings something to the table. You know, we have, you know, I remember, you know, Thanksgivings. You know, grandma, you know, would have this, and my mother would do the turkey, and my aunt would bring this, and everybody would bring something. Now everybody's eating. Nobody complaining. Everybody love that macaroni and cheese from auntie. And nobody said anything about, well, you know, she brought the turkey. Like that's the most thing per se. Everybody brought and everybody ate and nobody said anything. So when you get these roles, when you get it, don't get it twisted. It's not about you bringing the most important in the leader. There's nothing wrong with playing, being I guess I won't say in the back because that doesn't sound good. But there's nothing wrong with being on the side of the.
There you go, alongside of.
Alongside of. There's nothing wrong with that. So I just don't want. It's just one of those things that we were always told. Once again, this is that Instagram, Facebook life of watching people speed, and we all think we got to be this and that. It's nice and all, and actually, it's more responsibility. So the question is, once again, do you want that stress as well of being LeBron? Now LeBron got to lead. So if you already know it within yourself, I ain't trying to lead this whole team. But dang it, I know how to just shoot some threes. I know how to do some stuff. What's Curry? Steph Curry?
Yeah. Cannon.
You know. but you already know. I mean, but if you know you can do that and help the team grow, then that's your role, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And that's interesting. Like I like that comparison there with the dinner. It's like if you're in a competition and everyone has to bring these dishes to complete the whole entire meal. One would probably say that, you know, roles aren't important. Well, to me it is. That's the first thing I break. Literally, I took that saying to heart. So I like to eat bread in my meal, and that's the first thing I eat. So if that was a requirement, you just messed up my experience. And if that was a competition, we just lost because something as small as some dinner rolls is missing, and that was a part of the requirement. So as a team, in order for the team to win, everyone has to play their part and understand. Like I think in business too nowadays, it's not a matter of you got different CEOs, but the thing about it is if you can get 5-6 different CEOs together and build upon their strengths where each other are weak, they each independently can have their own business going on, but they're co-mingling, they're coexisting by helping each other. So everyone in this circle is able to help each other in different ways that we're, like you said, we're right beside each other. So we're all kings and queens alongside of each other. Yep. That you couldn't tell you couldn't tell that so-and-so is in charge. Well, he's in charge of that company, but, you know, Youngography is here. You know, Sublime Squirrel is here. All these things, all these different things. You still got your vision, but we got to help each other with each other's vision in order for the vision to take place. So if we all want the championship, we got to be on a team. You can't win the championship by yourself. We got to be on a team, and we all get rings.
Because this is just my life. It is what it is. I'm a car man. Always been in cars. Grew up in the Motor City. I want someone to tell me. Think about the flyest car you could have. Think about the car that you won't carry. If you had $1 trillion, if you were the owner of Amazon, you had $1 trillion, what kind of car would you buy? Sit and think. Boom, it's in your head. I want you to take the tires off. Tell me how fly that car is. Matter of fact, take the engine out of it. Tell me how fly that car is. Start taking small components out of it. Camshafts, the people who know what that is. Take your mufflers. Well, get you a drive without a muffler. But take some of those major components out, and you start realizing, yeah, it's all nice to be the man or the woo man and be the flashy thing, but every single component means something. Every single component brings something to that vehicle. That, once again, the vehicle being the vision, and everybody's a part of the process of the movement of the car. Without one working properly, check engine light goes on, you stuck on the side of the road. So, just remember, if anytime you start thinking to yourself, you're unclear of your vision, that's when it's time to meditate. You may even have to get into a new vehicle. You may have to become a component of another vehicle if you don't find yourself being in the right position. There's nothing wrong with that. That's trading teams. You've seen it already. But at the same time, it's all about that work. We're still stuck on the work, the process. This is still part of the process. If you're on your knees, if you're tired of being tired, sick and tired of being tired, then you need a new process. I'm gonna hand it over to you.
All right, guys. So, man, we've been talking. I hope what we talked about tonight helped you. If you want to ask some questions, you can send us some email. You can send us an email at support@selfpublishedcentral.com. Again, that is support@selfpublishedcentral.com. Ask your question, or maybe it might be a statement. You might want to add something. We will definitely talk about it on this podcast. I want to leave you guys with an old saying that I got from the Carolinas. It says, you can't kiss a girl leaning away from you, and you can't climb a fence leaning towards you. You have to align your mind with your heart. Pablo Coelho, and I phrase it when I say this, but basically a lot of us are going out and mentally we're convincing ourselves to be in love with an idea that our heart is not aligned with. My mom used to say,
I love it. Ain't nothing wrong with this. Hey,
you can fool everybody else, but the one person you can't fool is yourself. She said, baby, and she ain't said as nice as that, but she said, baby, that'll get you in a straitjacket. You got to keep it real with yourself. So stop saying, it's like the little things that really matter. Like, think about what you're really saying. Like, we pass by people all the time. How are you doing? But are you really asking them how are they doing? What if you were to ask someone how they're doing and say not so good? Would you stop and listen? Or is you're just going through the motions? You're just getting by. I always say this. If you keep going through life just trying to get by, one day you're going to look up and realize that life has gotten by you. And you don't want to be in that situation. Don't try to convince yourself that everything's okay when your heart knows that there's another calling for you. You're stuck on that job or jobs because, hey, I got to pay the bills. We know that. I understand that. But when are you going to pay the bills that mean the most? The bills of your heart, the bills that you got to pay to be here, your rent that you pay every month, every day, every second that you draw breath, that rent, the rent that is your existence on this earth, that rent. See, everyone can pay the rent to have a brick and mortar place to lay their head, but are you paying your universal rent? Are you paying your universal lease? Are you paying your universal mortgage? How much space are you taking up, and are you paying for that space? Are you giving back to your environment? Are you giving back to those around you? Are you trying to make it a better situation as a result of you being there? And if you're doing that, my friend, I tell you that you truly are in sync with yourself and in life. Anything you got to add to that, brother?
That's roughly it. Stick with the processes we've given you. Please listen back for it. I mean, go back to listen to this podcast once again. When you get a chance to listen to it again. Listen to it again and again. Why? Because we don't pick up everything the first time. It's a process. A process. Once again, I can't say that word enough, because there's never going to be a moment. And I opened up by saying you can in a storm, coming out one, or going into one. That is the process of life. And you're not going to get through it without it. Even if you're stuck in a rut, you're still in the process of being stuck. So I suggest you pick a new process if you want out. I had something else to say, but you know what? I kind of lost it listening to him because his stuff was so darn good. That's why he is who he is. That's why they pay him the big dollars.
Oh, you better get busy. Two things gonna be doing right now. Either you're gonna be getting busy living, or you're gonna get busy dying. You're gonna get busy growing or slowing. What you gonna do? That is my question to you. Here's your opportunity. Hey, tune into DraperTalkRadio.com. All right, you can also look us up on iHeartRadio, Spotify, any place where there's a podcast. We are in the house. There was a time we weren't able to say that, but now I can open. I don't gotta name them all by name anymore. I'm like, we're everywhere a podcast is found, right? Oh, that's that arrogance again. That's that arrogance. No, guys, hey, that's that. Man, I just had faith and I kept on going.
You got a cape.
That's it.
You gotta wear it.
Hey, I don't know about the cape, man. I got that crown, just like everyone listening got that crown.
That's right.
Woo! Hey, man, this was exciting. I hope you get something from it. Man. Hey, guys, next couple of weeks, next couple of days, we are going to be launching Scribba audio books. So we're looking for creatives, authors like yourself, people that want to step up. We're giving you an opportunity. You're going to be in a collection of thousands of other books. Yes, I said thousands of other main titles. We even got Michelle Obama's book. Ooh! Oh, we're not your average publisher. Because guess what? We are real publishers. Well, I don't even want to go on there because everybody's, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to. Stop. Hey, guys, stop listening to it. Do your own due diligence. I'm like old school, like the guy of Reading Rainbow. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. Look into things yourself. Everybody is not what they say they are. So make sure that, especially when you're putting out material and stuff, make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure that if you're going to certain sites, getting people to edit and some of you guys like to ghostwrite and stuff like that, you better be careful, know what you're doing, because ghostwriting could be a copy of somebody else's stuff and you're going to have a problem real quick. So please make sure you're doing your due diligence. Stay informed. What's up?
I got a question.
What's that?
Hey, where can I go to learn how to write a book?
Oh, you can go to www.selfpublishcentral.com.
Because maybe some of these people don't actually they got the book in their head. They might even have the book on paper. But they don't know what to do with it.
And check this out, man. I'm glad you said it, because one of the things that I've done is I try to show people I try to breeze people in it. So I'm like, some people maybe listen to this, never took a course or whatever. And I'm like, all right, so if you go to selfpublishcentral.com, right? You go to the courses, there's a free course up there. All right. It's a it's a SEO. So it shows people how to do the SEO. And I'm going to be adding some more courses up there, all free, right? And it's because I want to show people, it's like some of these basic things that you need to be able to grow your business, like basic small things, right? There's some other advanced things, right? But just to show you that if you start doing these small things, you start getting a little bit of success. It makes it makes the process a lot easier because now you're quick process.
Okay.
Makes the process a lot easier because now if you have those little small successes, it makes you keep wanting to do it. Is when people don't have the success, when they write a book, mom, dad, a couple of family members, and some people that you basically, beg to come to a book signing or to buy your book, and that makes you, maybe you don't want to write another book, or maybe you don't want to go through that experience again, or whatever situation you're facing, it just giving you another outlet. So our community of not just the course, but our social media platform, out independent of all the other platforms like Facebook and all that. A lot of people do the Facebook groups or whatever. We have our own app where we do all our training and stuff. And once again, those things are free, right? Free 99. Free 99. Right? Because it's really about helping. Now, there's other services and things that we do we charge for, but we want to get you in the door and see and check us out. Don't believe what we're saying. Just check us out for yourself, and go through the process and see how you can better develop yourself as an entrepreneur, or if you're on that fence of trying to decide if you want to cross over or what have you. So we do these talks, and your show is coming up. What's your show again?
We got a couple. I've got a couple I've got to work on. One is going to be, one is Sublime Squirrel, and I want to. I won't call it fetish. It's a very healthy loving for small animals. Mainly because small animals make this world so much better. We don't know it. Everybody like to be up underneath that tree when it's a breeze, right? Think about who planted that tree. But I want to talk about that. Obviously, I've got another show coming. I want to keep that one under hush right now. But I was kind of more or less thinking about that process. I know this now goes into squirrels and a whole lot of other stuff, and what you were just saying. Anybody who's lived in a woodland area, especially around your house and things of that nature, you're cutting down a tree. One person has to get up. Now you think everyone sees the big tree fall. Everybody wants to see the big tree fall. But somebody has to go up and literally cut little branches off. Little branches at a time. Still that process. And eventually, when the tree's fairly bare enough, they'll let the tree fall. They'll cut it down. And then they still got to cut those up in bigger pieces to get it out. But that's just that process. I wish I could just emphasize more and more process. For me, my process, I'm going to bring you some shows out. I'll talk about them as time goes on. But I look forward to speaking to you on Sublime Squirrel. Once again, it's a show that talks about how nature is your teacher. Because the way this world was created, the processes, the way this world was created, was done for you. We see it. Actually, most people don't see it. But from birds to the bees to everything, all of it's a process. All of it's natural. I guess that's.
Alright, so guys, we're gonna be doing we got a whole slew of projects coming up. So Scribble, we're actually gonna be doing that. So that's a marketplace created for creators and authors alike. So Scribble audio books and Scribble audio and all that. Scribble this, Scribble that. Also check out our magazine. I don't have the URL will be inside the description. Check out Scribble This. This is our newly released magazine. We're going to set up a subscription base. That is, you can get that in print form. It's going to cost you a little bit more money. But you can get that electronically, or you get the print copy of Scribble This, our new rolled out magazine. Our first rollout was this month, a couple of days ago. So please go ahead and check that out. Entrepreneurs. So we talk about a bunch of entrepreneurial stuff in there. I think the next one we got coming out, there's a actual interview that's in there. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So please subscribe to Scribble This. We got some other projects going on. I'm not going to get into detail with it quite yet, but it's very, 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 very big, huge. We're not kicking up dust. We're making moves. And so we're going to get a little bit more into that. Hey, guys, thank you for continually to support us. And we hope to see you again. Anything, D? Rock!
All right, everybody out there, I want to thank you. Keep those wheels spinning. Keep the pedal to the metal, and keep it moving.
Hey guys, this is Brandon L. Draper, better known as the Motivational King. Don't believe me? Just keep watching. All right. Till next time, I'm out.
Peace.
Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Start Thinking Forward Show and supporting our message of hope and inspiration. We hope this message has truly served and impacted your life in a positive way. In a world full of distractions, disappointments, and a multitude of pains, we must reflect on the fact of what we have, then on the notion of what we don't. So my challenge to you is simple. You may be having that age-old question pondering in your head at this current moment. How can I help? Well, here's your opportunity to make a difference in this world one person at a time by joining forces with the Motivational King. When you share this unique message throughout various social media platforms, you could be potentially saving a life, encouraging a business owner to give it another push, or simply allowing a child to believe they can achieve anything with the correct mindset and the desire to win. Friends, family, and associates all need to hear this message of hope. So be a flare and share because you truly care. Don't be antisocial. Follow us on Facebook at The Real Motivational King or visit our website at www.brandonldraper.com. Thank you.